cracking, everybody? Buenos dias, saludos. First things first, as for the first time, I'm going to lower the limit on my age to view the videos. The reason I've never done it is before because it was mainly aimed at adults, maybe the teenagers, but I want to reach a little bit of a younger group. We all know I've been going through this infusion thing, and I've having complications and having trouble dealing with the repercussions of my past. A lot of it is coming up now because of the injuries, where I've been shot, where I've been stabbed. It's painful, especially with infusions. I don't know if that's a normal thing, but with the infusion, that it gets to become really painful. Even the knee surgery, which is a full knee replacement, isn't in pain. But the areas in which I've gotten stabbed, which was twice in the lungs, which happened in 1988 or 89, in my neighborhood. I got rushed by quite a big group of 4 different neighborhoods that decided to tag team, and I was one of the main people that they went after. So they came to my pad, and I probably could have run, but I didn't. Me and my other homeboy caught the blues, beat us with bats, stabbed us. Got me twice in the lungs. He didn't get stabbed, but he got beat up pretty bad, all up on the side of the head. On his part, he pretty much got knocked out right away. So I got stabbed twice in the lungs. Prior to that, I had been shot 2 different times. One with the back was in 1987, which really wasn't a big thing because it was bird shot, and I got shot in the back on a drive-by. The third is I got shot in Hollywood in a gang fight. Again, caught slipping. There's also another time I got stabbed, which was probably 1984. I got stabbed in the butt. Right in the butt cheek. Couldn't sit there for a while. I laugh about it now, and I toughed it out back then because it was like a badge of honor to be shot and stabbed for the neighborhood. And then, of course, we know I got a gang of time for one of my cases. So I've given a lot for my neighborhood, more than most. I've done more for my neighborhood than most people have done. I hear war stories when somebody talks about, I got my teeth knocked out. You forgot to say that you were running when you slipped and fell and hit the curb. Or I almost bled out, but I walked home and covered it up and everything was all right. Nah, I've been shot. I've been stabbed. I pay the consequences for it. I've been in gang of time in the joint. And I haven't really asked for anything back in return from my largo. I did expect something that didn't happen. And yeah, I'm a little sour about it. But that's past. That's gone. The one thing I expected from my neighborhood, and I'm gonna bring this up, is I expected people to know who they're dealing with. I've never been a snake with anybody. I never did anybody's dirty. I'm not that type of dude. I don't disrespect people's pads. I don't run in no games and try to burn people. That's just not me. Well, one time my integrity was questioned, and that was enough for me to understand that no matter what I did, and no matter what I gave up, it was never going to be enough. You know, and that kind of hurts from somebody like me that is loyal to a fault. Most people think, or people that know me know I'm not a petty person. It takes a lot for me to turn on people, to cut people short, to cut them out of my life. It takes a lot. That's not something that I do very easily, because when I'm a homie or I'm a friend, I'm there until the end, put it that way. I've given up everything, and yet they still ask more. I'm not one of those guys that hit the joint and I want to be somebody. No, I'm not one of those guys. I'm one of those guys that are loyal to my neighborhood. My neighborhood takes precedence over everything. Or at least in my life it did. Now, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for the fact that I am a loyal motherfucker. So when somebody questions my character, it pisses me off. It's not something that I've always wanted. It's not something that I care to be part of, in a way. Like, I've always worked that little extra so that people don't ever question me. So when people did question my character, it pissed me off, even though they come to find out that it wasn't, that it was a misunderstanding. That actually had nothing to do with me. And I want these youngsters to know, you know what I mean? I'm not some dude that just kicked in the neighborhood. I'm not some dude that just partied in the neighborhood. I was out there handling business and what I thought was important at the time, knowing now that it wasn't. Getting shot, getting stabbed. All my cases are gang-related cases. I got one case that's not a gang-related case. And the only reason I picked up a dope case was because I took the charge for a homie. Instead of him getting busted for it, I told him it was mine. That's how loyal I am. Because he had a kid at the time. He had an old lady. And I took his dope case because that's the type of dude I am. Oh, I think a lot of people know that my homeboy Smiley, rest in peace, from my generation. I told you he's like a brother to me. I don't know if I ever said this, but he killed himself. And I think he did it because it was a lot like me. And that's what we and him had in common, is we were loyal to a fault. And I think that this loyalty in his life affected him so much that he took his life. It's not easy for me to, like I said, to turn on people or cut them out of my life because I'm so used to being so loyal. But as I'm getting older, I'm cutting, getting all that crap out of my life. I could have died when I got shot. I could have died when I got stabbed. Getting stabbed was more serious than me when I get shot, but way more serious. And I could have spending the rest of my life in prison, and it would have been in vain. So you youngsters out there that think this is a fucking game, it's not. There is no saying, okay, I want to kick back and learn to live a normal life after you get a life term or you get killed. There's no say I take it back or when your best friend gets killed. Or this game that we play, as far as the gangbanging, really affects your brain, your thought process, your feelings, way after you stop gangbanging. Something to think about. Have a blessed one, you guys.